everybody, welcome back to the Underground Lair at Stringman Guitars. We have a 57 P-Bass reissue from the custom shop at Fender. This is special. It's got light relicking and it just looks fantastic. Check it out. So we have the fantastic bridge cover, the pickup cover, nice worn, light relicking like we had mentioned. Look at that. That's special stuff there, man. You just got it the local big box store. Does that help? And for the kind of money that you paid, you would think that they would take care of the sharp fret ends. But no, they just take it from Fender and they slap it in a box with their name on it and ship it to you. But yeah, we're gonna have to take the neck off to fix these sharp fret ends. That is like, let me just say, you wouldn't get that from Sweetwater. You wouldn't. You just wouldn't. So before I even go messing with string height, we are going to have to take the guards off. Yeah, the screws and everything are aged. This is just so cool. Okay, while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that our neck is where we want it. Sometimes you got to use a flashlight. Yeah, it's got a little bow in it. So we're going to tighten the truss rod because we had a little too much relief in it. We had about 15 thou. So I want to tighten this up. We're using the same gauge strings that were on it. So I'm going to give it a little more than a half of a turn. Let's see what that looks like. That's exactly what I wanted. Hopefully that will be enough. It's always a guess with these end truss rods. Okay, so getting rid of the sharp fret ends. First we had to use this. Like this. And luckily it didn't take off any of the aging of the wood because the fret tangs are the problem here. Like, this knocked this part out of the way, and then I had to use this little fowle to go up and down on the fret tangs. Like for instance this one, you can feel like here along the edge is fine, but over the edge is going to catch your finger. Okay, that's much better. Now the top end is it's very much like the bottom end, so we're going to do the same thing. See, this has the angle that the fret should be, and then Okay, then we come down here and find the sharp tang. You can see there's a metal piece that sticks into the wood. That's called the tang. And it has, the wood has shrunk, causing that end to be exposed ever so slightly. You're playing along and then all of a sudden, ouch. Okay, looks like I got the rest of them. Now, the fret guru will take off the sharp end of the fret, the sides of the fret. Now that's a bass I can play. Alrighty. Job 1 done. Okay, so just so you know what I've been up to for the past hour and a half, I've taken the gears, the round gear off the apart and lubricated here because they're super hard to turn. And I was having trouble getting the D string on. So I took the gear, the screw in the gear, and the post falls out, of course, and I'm turning it here, and it's still really hard to turn. So I'm like, I don't know what they did. Did they do the relicking application, before or after the installation of the hardware? I don't know what's going on here. So as it turns out, all it needed was a drop of 3-in-1 oil. It's the metal to metal contact of the pinion gear on either side of the housing. So you put it on there, you hold the gear, wipe off the excess, you start to turn it, and wouldn't you know, as it works itself down along the metal, it starts to really move easily. Yeah, I don't know what Fender is thinking, or if because this is a 2001 and it's sat in a box for a year and a half or whatever, that it didn't get a chance to, the oxidation, the faux oxidation that was happening had furthered itself. But yeah, now it works like a champ, and we're going to put it back together. I've already done the bottom three, and in the midst of doing all the work, I'm like, well, I should record this, shouldn't I? So I'm going to finish putting the 4 screws in there, get it strung up again, and yeah, glad I figured that out. Okay, we are all strung up, and we need to check our string height. Our relief is a little tight. It's closer to 11 than it is 12, but I just played it and there's no string buzz. But let's see what the string height is here. I got 4, 4, a little more than 4, and a little more than 4. So I think if we bring these two up just a hair, because I don't like to have the clatter on the fretboard, you know what I mean? I think if we bring these up, by the way, the tuner's backwards. In case you're wondering if anything else is different on a custom shop aged guitar, that would be different. Okay, we got the right screw. Of course, it's vintage proper that the saddles would be slotted instead of, oh, don't tell me. Frozen in time? Oh man. Sure enough. Yeah, that is disappointing. I guess you're never going to be able to do your string height. I wonder if the other ones are like that. Yeah, they are frozen in time. So what your string height is what your string height is. I haven't even tried the intonation. I'm gonna guess that those screws are gooch too. All right. That's a little flat. Let's see if it works. If it's flat, the saddle's going to go that way. Oh, that moves. Well, that's good. Okay, the G's on. All right. Double check our relief since it's had a second to relax. 17th fret, 7th fret, 3, 5, 7. Yeah, I'll take that. So we've got intonation. No buzzy, except for whenever I was misfretting the string. So, well, boys and girls, the 57 reissue P bass from March of 2021. The screws for the string adjustment are so rusted that they can't. I've tried everything that's in my toolbox to get them loose. Did not come loose. So the customer called Guitar Center. He called them, and they have an overseas customer service warranty center. And he talked to somebody that didn't know anything about guitars, of course. And then he talked to the store, and the store says, well, you could let our tech take a look at it, or you can send it back. So he sent it back because there's no excuse for you to spend $3,700 for a bass that has really bad, I mean some of the worst fret sprout that I've ever seen. Tuners that you saw that I had to take apart and oil to make them work. And frets, or bridge saddles that were so rusted that they couldn't be adjusted. That rhymed. This is something that I have seen several times from this company. Wherever their warehouse is, they don't store it in climate-controlled conditions. Because I know that Fender does not ship their products rusted shut. I know they don't ship their products, especially custom shop, even being aged with giant fret sprouts that my regular file won't take. I have to take this monster to take the sharp fret ends down and then round off each one. That doesn't leave Fender custom shop that way. They would be embarrassed to let something like that go out of their shop. So it comes down to how it's stored at the retailer. And they must have stored it in a very bad location for a year and a half, more than a year and a half before this gentleman bought it. So he's sending it back. So anybody who opened a box would have seen that. They didn't open the box. They just grabbed it and shipped it like it was a $300 Ibanez. So buyer beware as to where you shop. So anyhow, I want to thank you for watching. It's unfortunate I couldn't set this up. There are very few that I can't get done, but we got everything done except for the string height. And the string height's fairly close, but the E and the A are lower to the fretboard than the D and the G by 1/64. That's 2/32 of an inch, and that you will feel when you're trying to play. And I can't fix it because dissimilar metals corroded together won't move, and that's unacceptable for a new instrument. So if you like what you see on my channel under good circumstances, please like and subscribe. We're so close. We're 10 away from being monetized, so I need 10 more subscriptions. Please take care of the old folks. Love your neighbor like you love yourself.